This is Jeff Durkin with We Are Change CT, giving you guys an update about a story, a very interesting story related with the Eric Garner case. Now, those of you familiar with it, Eric Garner in July of 2014 was murdered by the NYPD via chokehold for selling loose cigarettes on the street on Staten Island, New York. Now, that brought a lot of outrage because of one person, Ramsey Orta, who decided to film that when he was there documenting the police using the chokehold, which is actually a legal illegal thing to use during an arrest to bring somebody down, regardless of how big they are. That is a policy that they usually don't stand for. Now, the outrage about that case, because of that video, because of filming the police, really brings up an important topic, not just for Ramsey Orta, his case, which we'll get into in a minute, but also the Walter Scott incident, which took place in a few weeks ago in the Carolinas, where Walter Scott, who got pulled over for a busted taillight, and the police ended up shooting him in the back multiple times when he was running away from the police. No matter which way you look at it, because of that the other gentleman that filmed that video, people are more aware of that case now, more than ever before. You can't defend that no matter if you see that video or not. It was premeditated murder. And then on top of it, places the taser next to his dead body in handcuffs, and what it looks like a taser put next to his body, placing the evidence there after the fact, which is covering it up. Now, we would have never known any of those cases, say Eric Garner or Walter Scott, without the use of a video camera. Now, you definitely have to share this with your friends and family also, because of the elements of filming police. You always should film the police, no matter what. Not just for your safety or for the other person involved, but also the cop himself, for all sides, because that's what cameras do. They allow a transparency on both sides because it's the ultimate judgment. The ultimate truth is in that video, is in the film of documenting it. And with technology now, everyone has access to a smartphone which you can record police. Now, of course, the police know that and are cracking down on some states, are actually making it illegal to film police, in which, depending on different state laws, it is. But as long as you're not interfering with the officer from doing his job, you have the ultimate right to film police. You are perfectly 100% legal to film the cops, to film police. And that's really the broad message into this, is to always film the police no matter what. Now, of course, the police know that, and what happened with Ramsey Orta was he was arrested allegedly on gun charges after the Eric Garner video came out. The cops decided to basically retaliate against Ramsey, and it's very foggy with the evidence, but allegedly on gun charges, which actually turned out to be not true in the first place, and actually threw him in Rikers Island for a certain amount of time, until a GoFundMe campaign came out by one of Ramsey's family members and actually paid for the bail by donations that people saw about this case, saying how important it was. Now, it really shows where cops, they go to retaliatory measures for someone who simply documented a cop, which actually ended up getting off on no charges at all after the indictment came out. The two officers in question at the Eric Garner murder, they got off on no charges, which is actually not really, it wasn't surprising, but usually when cases end up happening like that, cops end up walking away free, even though it's actually documented that they're committing murder by somebody, whether it's Walter Scott or, in this case, Ramsey Orta. Now, with his case, he ended up getting released from Rikers Island. There's an upcoming court case, but people should definitely check out this case not just in New York City, but it has wide-ranging implications, because it shows how the police react and how we have to stick together with one another and stand by one another, especially when we're filming police. Because it really shows the lengths cops will go to that they'll put the full weight of the police on the person who filmed a cop killing somebody, but they won't put the full weight on the actual cop who committed the murder. They'll go after the people who bring the case to light. That's the most absurd thing you could even think of, when the cops tend to go after the person harder, go after the person harder for the one who filmed it than the actual cop who committed the crime itself. So it really shows the implications of that. And with all these cases coming to light, it's not just there are more cases of police brutality. With technology catching up, they're actually on pace, because more people are being aware of these police brutality cases happening on a daily basis across the country. It's not just there are more, it's just the technology is caught up with it now, where police can never get away with this anymore. Everyone has access to a cell phone now. Everyone has access to a smartphone or a video camera to tape and to document the police in their brutality, and not just for transparency, but also for in the interest of justice. Where in the Walter Scott case recently, the cop ended up getting charged with murder and hopefully gets prison time for a very long time. But in this case with Ramsey Orta, it really shows the retaliatory nature that cops will go to if they find the person who filmed their murders, basically, pretty much, on camera, which was the Eric Garner case. So the important message is to always film the police no matter what in certain situations, because it really could save your life or save someone else's life, or actually help someone else's, helps their case out better, whether it's police brutality or someone getting shot at or someone being framed for a crime. We did several videos about these topics, from drones to privacy information to people being framed for simply not having footage on them, stuff like that, where it's really important that people always have cameras on them, not just for their safety, but for the cop's safety, for everyone's safety. So the bottom line is, the cameras are the power. The cameras shoot bullets. The cameras are more powerful than guns ever will be. And definitely share this video and let us know what you think of this video and your experiences. If anyone else has had experiences related with police, feel free to comment in the description below about this. We'll have all the information at the description below for these cases and all of the videos that I talked about that we've covered about these topics. And let us know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos about this topic, these topics, and much more coming soon.